Charreria, a sport similar to what people see at rodeos, is Mexico's national sport. And there's a group that trains out of Nampa that is looking to keep that tradition going here in Idaho. Hector Mendoza is here to tell us who the team is and how they're working to keep this sport alive.
Yeah, Brenda, the group is called Charros de Idaho, and they are a relatively new group that is looking to showcase what their culture has to offer and hopefully make a name for themselves.
Es México.
Charreria, a sport that is deeply rooted in Mexican culture, is also entrenched in Emiliano Luna and Jose Cruz Alfaro, the captains of Charros de Idaho.
This project started with me and my cousin, and we've been competing together since we were 15, 16 years old.
Charreria is a century-old Mexican national sport filled with events and competitions that many would recognize from American rodeos and some that might look very different. Luna and Alfaro grew up in Idaho with the love of charreria being passed down by their parents. But they say that it was difficult to get the proper training and find charro events to compete in.
Aquí no había nadie.
Here, there was no one to teach us, and the people who were, they wanted to be unique. So they both decided that they would go to the birthplace of charreria and learn under very prominent charros in Mexico to be able to bring that knowledge back to Idaho.
To me, it's really special, me that I wasn't even born in Mexico. We're born here in the U.S., and we still have that in our heart, and we still try to keep that sport alive, that.
Many of the charros on the team say that keeping this sport and tradition alive isn't easy.
Aquí, pues es algo como...
Here, no matter how much one wants to make charreria bigger, it's not easy. We all have jobs.
Te tiene que gustar, te tiene que apasionar.
You have to love it. You have to have a passion about it so you can set aside time and it can get done. So, the veteran charros hope that with the sacrifices they made so far, they can inspire the next generation of charros and continue spreading the love of charreria.
A mí sí me gustaría transmitirle a los jóvenes.
I would like to transmit all this to young people because this is a healthy sport, and at the same time, you continue to bring the cultures that we bring from our country. Charros de Idaho have been an official team for about a year and have already made a name for themselves by placing first in the state competition back in June, giving them a spot in the national competition that will be held in Mexico, which will take place sometime next month.
It's really cool to have them here in Idaho.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
nice. I sat on some of their practices and they work really hard.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for bringing that to us, Hector.